My name is Jessica. I am the face of Hogwarts Friday, and I am listening to Harry Potter in my car.
Show in a zoo with a card reading "Underage Wizard" attached to his cage. People goggled through the bars at him as he lay starving and weak on a bed of straw. He saw Dobby's face in the crowd and shouted out, asking for help. But Dobby called, "Harry Potter is safe there, sir," and vanished. Then the Dursleys appeared and Dudley rattled the bars of the cage, laughing at him. "Stop it!" Harry muttered as the rattling pounded in his sore head. "Leave me alone! Cut it out! I'm trying to sleep." He opened his eyes. Moonlight was shining through the bars on the window, and someone was goggling through the bars at him. A freckle-faced, red-haired, long-nosed someone. Ron Weasley was outside Harry's window.
So, I just want to remark now, because on the ingenuity of the Weasley twins. I mean, they're brilliant geniuses, and they're not just, like, wizard geniuses. They are, muggle geniuses, too, you know? They know how to remove the bars, pick locks, you know, little things like that most wizards wouldn't know how to do because, well, why bother if you have magic? And I think that's what makes them such great joke makers, is that they are able to go above and beyond, bring the muggle into the wizard and make it better, and make the wizard more muggle and make it better, and make it funny, too. And it always cracked me up how in the 5th book they left without getting their newts. And, like, you know, that's a big deal apparently in the wizarding world. That's like, you know, a high school kid in America not taking their SAT. If you don't take your SAT or an ACT, I mean, now they're getting a little bit, you know, less important, and there's a lot of schools that are SAT, ACT optional, but most schools, if you don't take the SAT at the very least, you don't get in. And, yeah. So, they left, and then they started a business, and if you'll remember, I believe it was in the 6th book, they walk around wearing dragonhide jackets, and Harry's like, WTF? And, it's a shame what happens to them in the 7th book, of course, but they're amazing. I love the Weasley twins. Let's talk about vehicles in the wizarding world, because I'm in a car, and vehicles are cool. We have so far in the Harry Potter series seen flying motorbikes and flying Ford Angelinas, and those are pretty amazing. Well, is it Ford Angelina? In the movie it is. I don't know if it is. I wasn't paying attention. I'm not reading. I'm listening to it. What do you expect? I'm not, and I'm paying attention to the road, sort of. Anyways, yeah, okay, so, flying vehicles. And we also know in this book that, they go to the train station in the car. We also know that later, in the 3rd book, in the 3rd book, the Ministry of Magic, I think it was the 3rd book, I'm pretty sure it was the 3rd book, the Ministry of Magic provides the vehicles for Potter and the Weasleys to get to the train station. So, let's talk about flying vehicles. I think, I mean, we have, flying carpets, magic carpets from the Middle East we know of. Ooh, there's broomsticks, there's flue powder, there's apparition, there's all sorts of different ways to travel in the Muggle world. Why not cars? I mean, or why not, I mean, yeah, why not cars? Why not? I mean, if you think about it, a broomstick you can disillusion yourself and a broomstick, and that works so that muggles can't see you. I would assume you can do the same for a magic carpet. Apparition you don't have to worry about. Flu powder is just messy. And the night bus. The night bus muggles can't see. If muggles can't see the night bus, why not make vehicles for wizards that fly, potentially? I mean, they seem to like flying. They seem to realize that the easiest way to get from point A to point B is to go straight, and the easiest way to go straight is if you're up in the air. Or apparate. But anyways, so why not take more cars, like Mr. Weasley's car, and create a function in it so that there's complete invisibility. And then you can have, well, for muggles at least, not for other wizards, because then you'd have air crashes and that wouldn't be fun. So then it would be easier for, like, to travel the family from one place to another. I guess the only issue with it would be the idea of parking lots. Where would you park an invisible flying car? I mean, like, if you were going to go to Diagon Alley, and where would you put your car? A conundrum. I don't know, maybe you can make, like, a little button that, like, shrinks it down or something like that. Or, like, you know how, like, some keys have, like, those little locks on them, and it's, like, unlock, lock, you know, or, like, open up the trunk. They could have a key that has, like, you know, safe, like, okay, unlock or open up the trunk or whatever, but they're wizards, so it wouldn't really matter. You know, and they could get in their vehicle, and they could start going, and then they'd get to their place, and there'd be, like, a landing point, and then, okay, go back home, and it would have, like, a GPS navigation system in it. That would be really cool! Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah. So, flying cars. For all of you wizards out there, get on it. Seriously. I bet you they already have. Wow. You guys are really smart. Okay. Bye. So, I just finished reading, or listening to, the 4th chapter. It's a new day, by the way. It's Saturday now. It's not Friday anymore. And Arthur Weasley and Lucius Malfoy get in a brawl that's not unlike their son's brawl in the first book. Here's the problem. Grown adults, neither one of them pull out their wands. They're, like, beating each other with books and a cauldron and shit like that. I mean, I guess you could pull, like, the whole psychological need to feel their flesh underneath you giving way because you hate them that much or something like that. But, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, why don't you just pull out your wand? Doesn't that make life easier? I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's because they're boys. I mean, Bellatrix Lestrange and Molly Weasley, they totally get it on with wands, but they're in the middle of a war, so I think that's different. But, yeah, is there a taboo among wizards, with, pulling out your wand and killing people? If it were me, I would just, you know, curse them with my wand. So, yeah.
Ron! Breathed Harry, creeping to the window and pushing it up so they could talk through the bars. Ron! How did you... What the... Harry's mouth fell open as the full impact of what he was seeing hit him. Ron was leaning out the back window of an old turquoise car, which was parked in midair. Grinning at Harry from the front seats were Fred and George, Ron's elder twin brothers.